Welcome back to E-Erotic, the brand. Hi, my name is Eden Middleman, your favorite dating and sex coach here. Why is love languages so important? It's not one of those like cheesy, stupid online quizzes that you take that, they sell you on this. Like, you need to know your love language, just like you need to know your aura color. Like, that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to sell you on some BS. The truth about love languages is it really can be detrimental if you do not know how your partner likes to give and receive love, and if you don't know what works for you, right? If you're not aware. Being self-aware, moral of the story here is very important. For example, if you've ever been in a relationship where you have told them countless times that like, you need more of this or you need more of that, or do you love me, babe? They're like, what do you mean? Like, they're floored every time you ask them. They're like, what do you mean? I love you so much. Like, you don't compliment me enough. And they're like, what? But you realize, oh, wow, they do so much for me, but like I'm yearning for physical touch or words of affirmation or whatever, you're yearning for a different part of love that they're not giving you. Sometimes it's not because they don't actually love you. Sometimes it's not because they don't care about you. Sometimes it's because you're looking for a type of love language that they're not fluent in. This is something you can bring up on date night, since I know you guys all need topics to talk about. For those that don't know and are fairly new to the concept, let me break it down for you. It is essentially different ways that people give love and different ways that they enjoy and prefer to be receiving love. And that is why I don't care how fluent you are in relationships and love, you still need to discuss this with every single partner that you have. It increases emotional connection, okay, and reduces miscommunication. It also increases longevity in relationships. When you are aware of how your partner gives love, I am not a words of affirmation kind of gal. Like, I'm not going to look at you and be like, you're so beautiful. You're so amazing. You're so stunning. You're so hot. You're so great. I'm not a big word person. I like to do things through action. I've always been that way. Acts of service is my love language. How I give to people. I show up for them. It doesn't matter what hour of the day. I will have your back. Like, I'm a ride or die, but I show up by showing up physically. Okay. Like, acts of service. I'll do things for you. I'll make your life more convenient. But I've been in relationships where my partner at the time really needed me to say, I love you more often than I did, or I think you are so handsome, or I am so proud of you, or like you did, amazing. And like, even me saying that, I feel like I come across condescending or like not really, genuine about it, even though I am, right? But I show up in different ways. So it's taken me a lot of effort to actually learn to show love in other ways, which I think makes me a well-rounded person, so that in my other relationships down the line, when that one didn't work out, I was able to be more aware. I was able to show love in more ways than one or two, of these languages. Dare I say I became fluent in love, And that's all that being aware of love languages is. It's not like a cheesy topic that I know you guys are probably like, ugh, like boring. It really just makes you a good lover. It makes you a good person. It makes you well-rounded. It makes you self-aware, and also increases your likelihood that your relationship will withstand the test of time. Having these conversations also, it's you showing up for yourself by being like, hey, I just want to let you know that I really prefer more physical touch than I do words of affirmation, or, I prefer gifts. It really means a lot, no matter how big or small. I really, whatever. That's how I receive love. How do you receive love? So I can show up that way, or do my best to show up that way. And if I don't show up the way you usually like to receive love, I'm sorry. It's just not my first language, but I'm down to make it my second language. That is why love languages are so important in relationships. And sometimes they are a deal breaker. The other person's just unable to give love the way you really prefer to receive it. We don't speak the same language here. If you are still hung up on your ex, I have just the right thing for you. No word of a lie. You guys know I like to give it real, raw, and straight to the point. I actually wrote out a whole how-to guide on moving on from your ex or getting over any heartbreak, no matter how long the relationship has been. I will give you guys all of the tips and tricks and exercises that have helped me move on, as well as so many of my clients, in less than 2 months if you really stick to it. It's available on my website, e-eroticthebrand.com. The course is now available, and I've kept it nice, simple, and digestible. None of that woo-woo bullshit. How to move on from your ex. Get the how-to guide now. I think that if you're aware and you're not like a super stubborn person, obviously if you love and care for the other person, you'll be willing to make it work by learning their love language and trying to show up through that. And if you had that discussion, your partner will be now more aware. Their eyes will be more open and focused on, let's say, acts of service instead of words of affirmation, if that is, how they normally like to receive love. Okay, let's get into it. So here are the 5 love languages. I'm going to break it down with very simple, basic examples so you guys are aware, and then you guys can kind of figure out on your own what is your love language and maybe discuss it with your partner. Send them this video. Let's chat. Words of affirmation. I love you. You're great. You're beautiful. Like anything through words, even a sticky note, on the mirror. If you are a person that cringes, right, with words, a lot of the times you're just like, oh, it's cheesy. I hate saying it, but I really do want you to know it. There are other ways to go about words of affirmation. Send them a text message, write a letter to them. These things could be less cringy for you if you are not a words of affirmation person. I realized as the years have gone on that while I don't like to give words of affirmation and I don't like to necessarily receive them, I do need them in my life. And I think at the end of the day, all of these love languages are important, right? And you should be combining them throughout your relationship in different ways. There is always going to be a primary one, right? One that is just more natural to you. All of these are important to exercise in some way, shape, or form. It also keeps things spicy and exciting too. So if you feel like you're in a rut in relationships, just by being like, hey, what love language have I not exercised? Have I not practiced? Let's try to show love in that way. It might just like spark your relationship a little bit, which we all need from time to time. For me, I'm not a big fan of words of affirmation, but I've realized that I do need to hear, hey, I recognize that you are a hard worker, or I appreciate that, or, I see that, or I love you, or you're beautiful. I mean, who doesn't want to hear those things? So with time, with relationships, with experiences, you might say, you know what? I prefer to receive love this way more so, primarily. I mean, I love receiving love in all directions, in all ways, but this is, the one that really hits home for me or that I really love receiving from you. Maybe it works better on this person over that person. Shit changes and that's totally fine. Love language number 2, quality time. Quality time, this is also one of my favorites, but I mean, in relationships, you do need quality time. You do need time one-on-one, phones away, out of the house. You know what I mean? Like you do need to do that. You need to plan a date. You need to create moments where it's just the two of you connecting. It's also about planning trips or like little getaways or staycations or things like that. Little adventures together. Those are great ways of exercising and showing quality time. Number 3, receiving gifts. This does get so many people a little stressy. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be a Birkin unless she says, that's my type of gift, love language, whatever. Then okay, find someone that fits you, find someone that suits you. The joy a lot of people get just by saying, hey, I saw this and it made me think of you and I really loved it, so I purchased it for you. I know this is your favorite chocolate. Just, on a random day, like receiving gifts on a random day and not when it's, a big holiday or a celebration or a birthday or milestone really does go so far, and it does not have to be expensive at all unless that person is into that and that's the type of relationship that you want to be in. Then again, no shade. Like everyone do you. My mom is like, she loves thoughtful gifts. She loves to shop for gifts. She hates receiving them though. Acts of service. This is my way of showing love. And sometimes it does get lost in translation with other people, right? That is why it's called a language, because some people aren't fluent in it. For me, it's doing different chores or errands or showing up for people, doing things for them, taking care of them when they're sick, doing those little things, making them soup, cooking them a meal, whatever it is. Those are different types of acts of service. I'm not a big, let me make you a meal, my man. That's just not me, but I will, if my man has the little sniffle, I'm already making lotions and potions up in the kitchen, taking care of everything and everyone and whatever I am, trying to take the workload off of you, putting it onto me. I will, scrub the house clean. It's just my way of showing, hey, I love you and I know that you have other things going for you or you might be overwhelmed at this moment. Let me do this for you. Or picking up one of my girlfriends when she's in the mood and being like, come out, I'm outside of your house. We're going, for a coffee date or whatever. I love doing those things. That's how I show love. And I love when I receive that as well. I have a love language that's to and from, and it's always just been what makes sense for me and what's worked for me. So those are really great ways of showing acts of service. And then last but not least is physical touch. Physical touch does not have to be sexy time, okay? It could also be just holding each other, holding hands, massaging each other while you're watching a show, cuddling. I used to be like, oh, I'm not a big physical touch person unless it's sexy time. So like, don't touch me, leave me alone. But over the years, I realized actually how much with the right person, physical touch is important to me. I love to cuddle with my man, and I used to never be a cuddler. Okay. So sorry to all my exes, you just weren't it. Like, that's why. Holding hands, or like, when we walk by each other, just brushing our hands on each other, just like always, finding a way to touch each other just a little bit. It amplifies our love for one another. The whole point of love languages is not to do more and more and more and, oh my God, be a slave to love, like whatever, unless you're into that, like by all means. But it's about doing what matters, doing what resonates. And that's why it's important to know these love languages, because you can be very effective and efficient, and lead a busy life and do all those things and still be able to pour into your relationship just by knowing this. It really does take the guesswork out of things. And sometimes if you're planning something for your partner and you don't know what to do for an event or a special occasion or not a special occasion, they're going through something, or they're in a funk, like look at their love languages and do that. It really helps you think about them rather than you, because sometimes we give love the way we like to receive it and we don't think about how that might be different for my partner. I hope this helped. I hope this was informative and made sense to you all. Definitely go and take those like cheesy online quizzes now and have fun with it, or just bring this up over a glass of wine at dinner tonight or coffee, whatever. Call your partner up. Here's a topic to discuss. Comment down below how you love to give and receive love, and any other fun examples to give other people ideas on how they can show up and give love to their partner or even to their friends and family. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you're watching it on YouTube, give it a big thumbs up and hit the bell for notifications, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Of course, it means the world to me. And if you're listening to the podcast, please rate it 5 large and in charge stars. It helps me out so much. It means the world to me. Thank you for making it to the end and being here. And I will see you guys back here soon. Bye.